You know, you can never be too careful when trying to go to events and stay safe. Let's discuss. What's up, guys? Welcome back. My name's Shrez here on Thumbs Up Run, where we talk about buying tickets, selling tickets, and making sure that you have all the fun with your tickets. You know, when going to events these days, it's most importantly that you stay safe. Staying safe, staying healthy, making sure you don't get yourself into any trouble, that is key. And so today, we're going to talk about all the different things to make sure you stay the safest you can at any events you attend. Let's begin. All right, first thing I should mention, helmets, not required. Okay, safety vest as well. While fancy and an excellent ensemble to make myself look amazing, also not required. You don't need people to, be very wary of approaching you. However, if you were to show up in such things, you might get in, you might not. Could be kind of interesting. Let me know how it goes if you do wear a safety vest and or helmet to your next event. Now, the most important thing, the number one thing, the very thing, if you don't remember anything else, the most important thing is that if you're going to an event, you pass through a basic questionnaire. You want to make sure that, one, you don't have any sniffling or sneezing, you haven't been sick recently, you want to make sure that you haven't been exposed to anyone who has been sick recently, and then if you have been traveling recently as well, you should make sure that you're quarantining. That is the very first, most important thing you could possibly do. If you have had any symptoms, exposed to anybody who's had any symptoms, do not attend that event because you may be putting yourself and others at risk. Don't attend any event if you've had any symptoms or been exposed to anybody with symptoms. With that out of the way, make sure the people you're attending with, your little pod, your group, your people, make sure that they've all had the same experience, not any symptoms, not had any exposures, not any risk of exposures, none of that stuff. Make sure that everybody is healthy and good to go to that event. Now, once you've actually, secured your tickets, the event's going to take place, there hasn't been anything else going on, you got to make sure that you stay within your pod. So basically, the way tickets are being sold these days, they're being sold in pods or groups, basically little individual units where you can kind of stay in your own little bubble and not get yourself exposed by anybody else. It's important that when you go to the event, you only sit in the seats that you've been assigned to, doing their best to make sure that your pod, you're all going to be staying at least 6 feet away from others. Now, not every venue will operate in the same manner, so you might see that some are a bit closer than others, but generally speaking, most pods, they will be at least 6 feet away from other pods, trying to keep everybody safe, happy, healthy, all that good stuff. Now, once you actually get to the event itself, it's important that you bring the following with you: mask, as well as hand sanitizer. These two things, you should always have them on you. It's very important. Once you're actually there, it's just bound to happen that you're going to be touching some either doorknobs, handles, rails, sinks, anything of that sort. No matter what it is, it's bound to happen. So I would highly recommend that you do bring some hand sanitizer, but 100% you need to have your mask. Basically, when you're at the event, make sure you have your mask on at all times. That includes once arriving there, as well as any time you're actually at the event itself. Make sure the mask stays on. Only time you're allowed to take it off, basically if you're eating or drinking. Now, for young children... Can't hear anything. Now, with young children, there are a few different rules in mind, so make sure you pay attention to your local health guidelines, as well as to the venue-specific rules itself, as some venues may require children to have masks, others may not. So again, pay attention to your local rules, see what applies and see what doesn't. Make sure that everybody, again, staying safe. Now, before getting to the event, one other thing, do not bring a bag. Many venues, they are actually not allowing any types of bags, purses. You gotta be careful. They don't want anything coming in. So if you do happen to have a larger bag, backpack, large purse, again, double check the venue rules and regulations. See if you're allowed to bring them, what the max size is. That way you can go ahead and not have to deal with any issues once you get to the gate being told, hey, you gotta go back to your car, drop off all your stuff, and then come back in. We don't want to have to deal with that. It's not fun for anybody. So best you pay attention to those rules. Make sure you don't bring anything too large, and we'll go great from there. Fantastic. Another thing you should make sure that you bring with you before you attend that event is bring a credit card, debit card. If you can remove that whole ability of not having to pay with cash, use your cards instead. Fantastic, wonderful, excellent. Highly, highly, highly recommend. Last thing, once you're actually at the event, make sure that, one, if you do happen to go anywhere, touch anything, sometimes you don't even realize that you've done it, even just the chair in front of you, if you end up touching the armrest, things like that. One, if you have your hand sanitizer on you, make sure you use that often. Otherwise, many venues are installing hand washing stations throughout the venues. So again, those are great areas where you can go ahead, clean your hands, make sure you follow the, proper technique when doing so, and then you keep yourself nice and clean, nice and safe, making sure that both you and everybody around you can also maintain, a healthy, safe environment, and they can all enjoy the event. Now, obviously, there is always going to be a risk when attending events. So again, if you do not feel comfortable going to an event, very important that you do not attend. It is possible that you can go ahead, try and sell your tickets to someone else. But again, if you are selling tickets, make sure you sell that entire pod together. Do not try and break it up, because you're just going to run into issues where people can no longer social distance correctly. And that just leads to more problems, issues down the road. It's not good for you. It's not good for them. It's not good for anybody. So again, if you're not able to attend an event and you want to get rid of your tickets, make sure you do so in a safe and proper manner. If you have any questions on that, let me know in the comments below. I can help direct you guys to figure out how to actually unload those seats. And the last thing is just, just have fun. Obviously, it's going to be a different kind of experience. There won't be as many people in the seats, but you're still going there. You're still getting that live experience. You're still going to have a lot of fun. You're still going to hear that great music. You're going to have a great time watching some sports, whatever the case may be. Obviously, the ambiance, the experience, the audience will be a bit different, but you got to get the enjoyment where you can. So obviously, if you can get out there, get to the event in a safe manner, great for you and everybody else. Again, I do need to stress there is a risk with attending live events. If you feel there's any stress, risk, if you're uncertain about anything in terms of attending any events, the best solution in this case would be to not attend. Like I said, mask, sanitizer, and most importantly, safety vest. Optional. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely hit that like button down below. Also, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because lots of great content coming up every single week. So do stay tuned for all that great stuff. If you have any comments, any questions, any concerns, let me know in the comments below. And see you guys next time.